somewhere out here is maybe the most valuable single object in the world, one of the most valuable objects in the history of the world. And the backstory here is something out of a cyberpunk dystopia. And there's a twist at the end that we're going to get to. This is a computer engineer named James Howells. He lives in Wales. He was one of the first people to start mining Bitcoin all the way back in 2009 when it was worth absolutely nothing and nobody had heard of it. He was mining hundreds of them at a time on a Dell laptop. The laptop eventually got damaged. He took it apart but kept the hard drive because it had on there the keys to his Bitcoin wallet. That hard drive went in a desk drawer because who cares? And then in 2013, he accidentally threw it in the trash. Now, he was frustrated at the time because that hard drive would have given him access to, back then, thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin. It is impossible to access that Bitcoin wallet without this hard drive. But then he watched as the price started going up and up and up, to where today it's trading at around $100,000 per coin, and that hard drive gave him access to, he says, 8,000 of them. That hard drive is somewhere in his local landfill, and it is worth almost $1 billion. Howell has spent years trying various means to get the local city council to let him search the dump, and they keep refusing. Because keep in mind, he's not talking about just walking around out there with a flashlight. That hard drive is buried under between 100 and 200,000 tons of dirt and trash. He's talking about having to excavate the site, which he says would be well worth it for $800 million. He's offered to split the money with the town. The search itself would cost millions of dollars, but Howell says he has investors that he's offered to split the money with if he finds it. The city council has always refused, saying it's not that simple. There's environmental concerns, there's regulations. There's concern that once you open up the search that other treasure hunters could come trying to find it for themselves. Howells then sued the town. Ultimately, the judge ruled against him, saying that the odds of them finding the hard drive and finding it intact were so small. Now he's talking about getting his investors together to buy the landfill and just haul all of the trash away one load at a time after having searched every load. I mentioned that there's a twist here, and here's the thing. Because of the nature of Bitcoin, there's no way to know if any of this is true. We don't know if this guy actually mined those coins. We don't know if he had such a hard drive or if he threw it away. I'm not accusing this guy of anything. I don't know that he has profited from this, but he has kept himself in the headlines for 12 straight years off this. So you have this object that could be worth $800 million, value that apparently is just going to keep going up. Or it could have gotten crushed under the wheels of a tractor in the landfill and be worth nothing. Or it might not exist at all. Because at the end of the day, Bitcoin is imaginary and we just assigned it a value. But you could say the same thing about money and everything.